delicious. Hey, I have a student that made it to a milestone in my book, my chord book, which some of you have. He made it to page 11, which is pretty good. He's finishing up page 10, which has more bar chords, but page 11 has chords used by the Beatles. And the first line of chords is from the song Since I Saw Her Standing There. Or is it I Saw Her Standing There? Anyway, I was just saying how if you want to play rock and roll, you kind of got to know that song. Even if you don't like the Beatles, that song just rocks. So I'll just show you that first line of chords, and I'll show you that chord progression. So if you made it to page 11, or you want to flip to page 11 in my chord book, you are welcome to do so. Play along and learn these chords. First one I got is E7, which is an E chord, just regular E. Add your pinky on the second string, 3rd fret. That's a D, and that makes an E7. And to me, that's just a chord I've known since I was a teenager. So that's an important E7 to me. But to a lot of my students, they're like, what are you talking about? All right, no problem. That's why I made a book. So the next chord is an A7, which usually we teach it like this. But in the book I got it out of, we're going to do it like this. That's an A chord, a bar, and then you add your, like, whatever finger you want on the second string, 3rd fret, or first string, 3rd fret, that's a G. A7. So it's just a normal chord to me. A lot of my students don't know it. And I did get these chords out of the Beatles' complete chord songbook, which I refer to quite a bit. I probably gave away at least 20 copies of that to my students, but they don't really bring them into the lesson. And sometimes the students just fade away, ghost me, and they take the book. That's on them. At least they've got the book, and I've done my job. All right, the next chord is a B7. I think my students have been through that chord a lot, B7. Now there's a C chord that I got out of that book. It's like this, which we did learn on page 10 in my chord book. That's an A-shaped bar chord. We did A, B flat, B, C. So that's shown in the book, shown in my book, shown in the chord book. So if you did these chords, the progression, let me check measures. I think it's a 16 bar figure. Yep, let's play them at 120 beats a minute as whole notes. I'll show you the order. E7, another one, A7, E7, 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 now B7, 2 times, B7, E7, E7, A7, now the C, E7, B7, and E7. E7. So obviously that's just whole notes. It's not a rockin' beat. I have covered the song. I think when you see the Beatles do it, John Lennon's actually up here playing. Something like that. He's just stabbing away. I think they did it different every time. You could do it a lot of different ways. On that song, it's kind of a messy mush, but I think that's a song you can play it the way you feel it, and that's all right. So, let's see, what am I thinking? What do I want to do now? I usually know what to do next, but then, you add the bass and the drums, and just as long as you're strumming in time and keeping time and kind of driving the song, it's got to push. It's not like it's not like a ballad. It's a rocker, and it pushes, and it's got energy, and it's a youthful song. So maybe it's kind of ironic that an old guy plays it, but maybe it's nostalgic for some people. I think it's a good rocker. So, what should we do next? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about that C chord. I think the Beatles learned that idea. Usually, you're going to play a 1-4-5 E A B, but the C is not really in the key of E major. But like when Carl Perkins, like, how come you say you will when you won't? Say you do, baby, when you don't. Let me know, honey, how you feel. Tell the truth now, is love real? It's like, how come you say you will when you won't? Say you do, baby, when you don't. E to C. It's kind of a modern, revolutionary chord progression, I guess, for the time, thinking about popular music. I don't think that was a common thing. So Carl Perkins kind of paved the way with that kind of bold chord progression. I think the Beatles liked that, and they put it into their music. It just expanded their, musical horizons. So, like, if you played the song like bar chords, she was just 17, you know what I mean, and the way she looked was way beyond compare. Oh, how could I dance with another? Whoa, I saw her stand there. Some sort of punchy, rocking, rowdy sound, but you could do bar chords wherever you want. But I'm just taking them from the book. Let me do it one more time with my software. And if you want a PDF of this or a Guitar Pro file, just let me know. Let's just do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, E7. Another E7, A7, E7, 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 B7, B7, E7, E7, A7, C, E7, B7, E7. That's the main verse chord progression. And, if you want to learn the next part, we could do that, but let's just make sure everybody knows that part. If you want to, you could always get your book and look it up or figure it out by ear or look up another video. But if you want me to, like, do the bridge, I can. But I would always just play the solo any way I wanted to. And, the chords are not hard on that song. The main problem is going to be singing it. The woo, and the way John and Paul's voices blended was amazing. John sings this kind of low. I'll have to pick it apart again and try to analyze those chord vocals, or the vocal melody and harmonies. I'll look in the complete scores book for that and kind of sort that out. But you're gonna hit some high notes, and you need to be able to do it confidently and powerfully. I don't know if I could do it. I'd probably have to move it down to D or something, or maybe C sharp, which would probably wreck the song. But what's better? Hear some old guy straining, or move it down to a key that is more comfortable. That's what we do. Is we do pick a key that we can actually sing it in and not strain and embarrass ourselves any more than we usually do. Try to minimize embarrassment. But I used to sing it in E, and we used to really belt it out. And it was, sometimes people got pretty aggressive dancing and sweaty and jumping around, and turned into a pretty good time. So yeah, it's a fun song. It's a good introduction to the Beatles. And if you're looking at my chord book, that's page 11. So I'm just trying to help my students understand what I'm talking about when I make these crazy pages and assignments. There's a reason for these chords that I write out for you. Okay, that's it. Have a good evening. Thanks for stopping